Hi everybody, welcome to the Silhouette YouTube channel. I'm super excited that you've joined us today. My name is Mckenna and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use the new Portrait 4 machine to create some beautiful turkey paper decorations that you can use either in your kitchen this month of November or just as a fun decoration for your Thanksgiving feast. So go ahead and grab your materials and let's get started crafting. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the materials that we're going to be using for today's project. Very simple. This is just a simple paper craft that we're going to be doing. So I am using 6 different colors of paper that all coordinate. I bought these in like a paper pad from my local craft store. These are kind of like a fun boho flowery style. I'm actually making these for a girls' night that's up and coming. So these are perfect for that. I love that they're still kind of like fall tones, but they definitely have that fun kind of flirty color scheme going on. Then you're going to be using a portrait mat that I have, and then lastly we're just going to be using maybe some scissors if you need to cut down your paper. I already cut mine down with the paper cutter, but then I'm going to be using a tape runner. You can use any form of adhesive that you'd like to, but tape runner is my favorite. And then for machine today, we're just going to be using the all-new Portrait 4 machine that comes with the auto blade, and that's the blade that we're going to be using. So those are the materials we're going to use, and then we're also going to use a design from the Silhouette design store so that I will show you in our software. Okay, so here in our software, we are going to be using the Portrait 4 machine. So if you don't have that set up to use the Portrait machine, you can select that machine right here. But this project is not specific to the Portrait 4 either. So you can actually use whatever machine that you have, but that's what we're using today. And then we're just going to open up our design in our library. So I'm going to go to the library, and when you open it up, this is what it looks like. You're going to see all of your designs at once. You can see I have a lot of designs over here. So I'm just going to sort it by a keyword. I'm just going to type turkey, and this is the turkey that we're going to be using today. 3D Turkey by Dresden Carey, and the design ID is 454403. So you can grab this exact design in the design store. And then I'm just going to double click it to open it up in my software. And as you can see, when it comes in, it's small. It's about the size of like a place setting card, which this would make a super cute place setting card, but I want to make them a little bit bigger. I'm going to put them on the food table just so everybody can see them, and they're going to be a nice filler. Today I'm going to be making 2 turkeys. I'm going to make one as large as I possibly can on the Portrait 4, and then I'm also going to make just a smaller one to sit in front of it. So to start with the largest one, draw a rectangle over all of my pieces, and then drag this out until my bottom piece / my width is about 11 inches. Let's see, that's a little bit too big. Let's try 11.5, and then I'm just going to take this up here until that little rotate button shows up, and then I'm just going to hold down my shift key and then drag that, and that just clicks it to an exact 90-degree angle. And then still just dragging this right here, and it does fit. It basically exactly fits in my space, so that is the size I'm going to do for my first turkey. And then I'm just going to hold down the option key, and that little plus sign will show up, and then I'm just going to drag another turkey out so that I can have 2 turkeys. And then this one does not need to be the maximum size. Let's actually do about half the size. So I'm just going to drag that down. See, it was about 15. I think this will be a good size next to each other. If you put them next to each other, I think that's good. Okay, so now all we need to do is do all of our various cuts. So that's all you have to do in the software for this one. Oh, I actually want to mention one more thing. So I am using paper that is only printed on one side, and I want my turkey to be a decoration on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate it and then mirror it so that I can glue those back to each other. So I just duplicated it, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to do flip horizontally, and that's just a mirrored piece that I can then lay right on top of it and glue it together so that they will be the same. Okay, and then I'm going to do that right here too. So just copy it, and then for this one we're going to do it vertically. Okay. And then we can go ahead and jump into our send panel where we're going to start cutting things now. So this is our biggest piece. We're going to start here. And then I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to actually change my cardstock setting a little bit. I'm going to use cardstock textured heavy, which is 80-pound cardstock, and then I'm actually going to bump it up to a 5. And that's just my personal preference for cutting cardstock. And then we just need to load it on the mat, and then we're going to load it into the machine. So I can kind of pick my different colors that I want to do for my different pieces. This is the biggest piece of the turkey, so I kind of want it to be like my statement piece. So I think I'm going to use, let's see, this floral. I think I'm going to use this floral for my big one. And then I'm just going to load it onto my mat, lining it up in the corner. And then we are ready to load it into our machine. So to do that, I'm just going to line up this edge of my mat with this little line right here, and then slide it in until you can't push it any further, and then you're just going to press the upward arrow. Okay, and then back in our send panel, we are just going to click send, and then we're just going to click send again. Alright guys, so I just finished cutting. I'm just going to lift it up to make sure that it cut through, and it did. So I'm going to press my downward arrow and then peel off my excess first. When you have a new mat, it's super sticky, so sometimes you have to come at a different angle too. Okay, and then I'm just going to flip it over and then peel that, just so that my piece doesn't curl. So this is the back of my turkey right here. Super fun floral pattern. And then I'm going to do my next piece, which is going to be my middle of my larger turkey. And I want that to be, let's see, I want my front pieces to kind of be a little bit more solid. So I think I'm going to use this floral one for my front piece. So maybe let's do this orange floral one. I think that'll be pretty. So just the same thing, I'm just going to load it, same spot, and repeat the whole thing. And then here in my software, I'm just going to drag my large middle piece onto my mat, and then go back to the software and click send. Alright guys, same thing. I always like to check just to make sure that it cut right, just so that when I go to remove it, you don't have to waste more paper if it didn't cut good. So now we're just going to repeat that. This one had a few little cutouts, as you can see, so just be really careful when you're pulling that apart. And I'm just going to lay that on top so you guys can kind of see what it's going to look like right there. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. And then I'm going to remove my excess pieces. And then we're just on our last cut for our large turkey. So as you guys can see, this is a super quick project that you guys can throw together for your Thanksgiving feast. Or like I said, if you're just looking for a fun way to decorate your kitchen this month. And then lastly, back in our software, we're just going to drag our large turkey pieces. And then just click send again. Alright guys, so we're going to unload that. Aren't these papers so cute? These are exactly what I was looking for. They also had another set that was kind of like dark, moody florals, like burgundies and jewel tones, and I thought that set was super cute too and would make a super great party theme for your decorations. So now, as you can see, this is why I cut the turkey head twice, because I didn't want it to just be like that, because I didn't want that side to be bare. So I'm going to put these together when we're all done with our cutting so that both sides will be printed. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all the other pieces for our smaller turkey, which is exactly the same. So there's nothing new or different. We're just going to be using the exact same process. So just kind of sit back and relax and cut all your pieces. All right, guys, so we just finished our last cut for our second smaller turkey. So I'm just going to do the same thing, and then we're going to assemble these, and I'm going to show you how simple it is and how you can literally make this project in like 10 minutes, you guys. It's so easy, so quick. And then I'm just going to discard these excess pieces, and then I'm going to put my cover over my mat. Keep that, and then we're all done with the portrait, so I'm actually just going to power it off on the side, and then we can just close it and store it for next time. And then these are super easy to assemble. So I'm just going to use my tape runner, to glue these pieces of my turkey together. But if you are using just a regular piece of paper and you don't need to use both sides, or you don't need to do it twice, you don't even need the tape runner. This paper craft comes together without any adhesive in that way. So I'm just putting adhesive all over my little pieces, and then I'm just going to lay this right on top of it. And the adhesive is pretty sticky, so once you lay it down, it is going to stick good. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so there's one. Perfect, and then we can do the same thing for our bigger piece. It's obviously going to be a little bit easier with the big piece. I don't know why, but for me at least, paper crafting is easier with bigger. Okay, and then just take your other side and go ahead and line that up the same way. Okay, guys, and now for the super easy part, we're just going to slide in these other pieces. So I'm going to take my front piece, just slide it in, and then I'm going to take the back one and do the same thing. Okay, just like that for our bigger one. And if you did want to like reinforce these, you could put like popsicle sticks behind them if you want to. But if you're just going to use them as a decoration and they're not going to be like moved and things like that, you really don't even have to. And also the bigger ones are a little bit flimsy, but when you do it smaller, it doesn't move nearly as much. So just keep that in mind. Okay. All right, guys, and I'm just going to move that forward, and here is our final project of these cute little turkeys that you can use to decorate for your upcoming Thanksgiving feast or Friendsgiving, or even just to have around your house. So thanks so much for joining us. This is a super quick project that you can make with the all-new Portrait 4, so make sure to tune in next week for an all-new tutorial as well. Thanks for joining us. Bye.